Welcome to Cool Tunes for a Hot Planet, the podcast where music inspires action for social and climate justice.
Episode 42, Season 2 is a profile of singer-songwriter and activist Charlie King. Before we get started, please remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons so we can keep on bringing you inspiring music and activism all year round. I'm your host, Warren Senders, and I'm delighted to have with us today as our guest, Charlie King. Charlie is a veteran songwriter, musical storyteller, political satirist. He's someone who's always been there in the work of social justice, environmental justice, and music. Charlie, thank you so much for joining us.
What do they make on Wall Street to make the world a little bit better? Vermont makes sweet maple syrup, Wisconsin the very best cheddar. They grow those big potatoes in the fields of Idaho. But what do they make on Wall Street? What is it that they grow? Brockton, Mass, where I was born, was a shoe town, tough and gritty. Gary and Pittsburgh were steel towns then. Detroit was the motor city. The beer that made Milwaukee famous ain't made there anymore. Wall Street bought 'em for the bottom line and moved them all offshore. What do they make on Wall Street to make the world a little bit better? Rosie is riveting aeroplanes, mailman delivered the letter. Farmers grow the wheat for the folks who need the dough. But what do they make on Wall Street? What is it that they grow?
You're a Massachusetts boy. From Brockton, is that right? Were you like a red diaper baby? Did you inherit your politics? What was the point where you had a political awakening? Mm. Where did you flunk out? Okay. Was there a family drama? Mm. Mm. Mm.
Oh, Mary, this London's a wonderful sight. There's people here working by day and by night. They don't sow potatoes or barley or wheat, but there's gangs of them digging for gold in the street. At least when I asked them, that's what I was told. So I just took a hand at that digging for gold. But for all that I found there, I might as well be in the place where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. I believe that in writing a wish ye expressed as to how the young ladies of London were dressed. Well, if you'll believe it, when bound for a ball, they don't wear no tops to their dresses at all. I saw it myself, and I nearly did laugh, to tell if they were bound for a ball or a bath. So I'll wait for the wild rose that's waiting for me in the place where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. Jumble of continents, babble of difference, so many colors and customs and tongues. Peasants and workers and those who just sit and wait. Still at the heart of it, this world is one. One in their laughing, their weeping, their dreaming. Starve them, they perish, wound them, they bleed. Warmed by the same sun and quenched by the same rain, sharing the same common promise and need. So sing of one world, bound in a unity deeper than law. Sing of one world, love at the heart of it, this world is one.
Right. Mm. Well, I think it was Brahms that said mediocre composers plagiarize, great composers steal. Uh, when was there a moment you realized, yeah, this is it, this is what I want to do? Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Charlie was a part of many of the century's historically important actions for peace and justice, and he always wrote songs about them. In this episode, we'll hear his lyrics about the 1976 Walk for Disarmament, the 1977 occupation of the Seabrook nuclear plant, and the 1980 Plowshares anti-nuclear protests, led by Daniel and Philip Berrigan.
If we gotta walk across this old continent, that's what we'll do. And if we gotta talk to every living soul in this country, we'll do that too. 'Cause we're tired of hiding, we're tired of begging, and everywhere we go, all the people are saying, stop building H-bombs.
Ken Giles is a musician and peace activist now living in Washington, D.C. He's one of the founders of Bright Morning Star.
I met Charlie when the Continental Walk for Peace and Freedom came to D.C. This was 1976.
My buys into any ill event is I can't pay the rent, but the Pentagon wants more bombs. We're blowing every last penny, every last chance, so Jerry Ford could sit and watch the rubble dance.
The Continental Walk for Disarmament and Social Justice, sometimes just called the Continental Walk or even the Walk, kicked off in January 1976 after almost 2 years of planning and preparation by the War Resisters League and other activist groups. After covering more than 8,000 miles and crossing 34 states, marchers arrived in Washington on October 16th. 700 made their way to the Pentagon, where 53 were arrested for failing to disperse.
'Cause we're tired of hiding, we're tired of paying, and everywhere we go, all the people are saying, stop building H-bombs and build a better home instead.
Charlie and I were musicians, and we didn't know each other, but we just walked up to each other at the welcoming ceremony and started playing music together, and it worked.
My real privilege now to introduce some old friends. Well, they're young friends, but I've known them for about 8 or more years. I first got to know them when we were trying to stop the Seabrook nuclear power plant up in New Hampshire.
Some other members of Bright Morning Star met at the Seabrook nuclear power plant the next year, and they did a lot of music together. And I think that was part of the inspiration that led eventually to Bright Morning Star.
I've lived all my life in this country. I love every flower and tree. I expect to live here till I'm 90. It's the nukes that must go and not me. It's the nukes that must go and not me. My friends, the nukes that must go and not me. I expect to live here till I'm 90. It's the nukes that must go and not me. I've swallowed enough radiation. It's time I was standing my ground. We are joining that grand occupation. We're shutting that power plant down. Sing that! We're shutting that power plant down, my friends. We're shutting that power plant down. We're joining that grand occupation. We're shutting that power plant down. Now Seabrook, New Hampshire's a swell town. It's there that we're taking our stand. Why sit home and wait for a meltdown? Come fight for your freedom and land. Lustily now, come fight for your freedom and land, my friends. Come fight for your freedom and land. Why sit home and wait for a meltdown? Come fight for your freedom and land. Now, Seabrook.
Marcia Taylor was another founding member of Bright Morning Star. She's still fighting the good fight, merging activism and music from her home in Maine.
I met Charlie during the spring of 1977. We all occupied the site of the proposed and now active and actual Seabrook nuclear power plant.
You are hereby ordered to leave and take a place within 30 minutes or face immediate charges of criminal trespass.
History says there were over 1,400 of us, and I was one and Charlie was one. And I didn't know him until we landed in the Concord Armory, Concord, New Hampshire. And news would come in from the outside, and we would share news with each other and the outside. And Charlie was there with his guitar. So me being a musician, I immediately introduced myself and got to know him, and I became a part of that time. And I want to sing to you the song that was the punctuation. You got to seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open. Ask and it shall be given as the love comes tumbling down. And we would sing it over and over, and it wasn't long before everybody knew it. We were there 9 or 10 days, and we had decided as a community that all who could would engage in bail solidarity.
Right.
And after a while, they got sick of us all and kicked us out.
Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And in union what we will be accomplished still. Many drops can turn a mill, singly none, singly none. Step by step the long
Right. Mm. Mm. And you could just like travel anywhere that you, as long as you didn't repeat yourself or something, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Mm.
And the rock of peace is standing.
The Peace People came to town in very great numbers, massing first at the United Nations, feeder marches snaking across Manhattan in a dozen different directions, the whole mass surging, finally, slowly, to a patch of Central Park called the Great Lawn.
Well, they're marching down by the UN. They're marching down by the UN. They're marching down by the UN. There's a breaking in my soul.
The crowd gathered outside the United Nations.
Charlie's songwriting often connects the personal and the political. The stories of individuals help to bring an emotional charge to bigger issues, as you can hear in his piece Last Night Danny Went Sailing, which is both a tragic story and an indictment of our society's mishandling of mental health issues.
Now I don't know how far down he fell into our town, on the streets with the crazy and old. But they had him committed, he was never acquitted. He got stuck in that revolving door. So he played Jeremiah, the storefront messiah, preached gospel, told fortunes and laughed. When his daughter was born, he begged money from home, but soon they just stopped right back. And last night, Daddy went sailing under a peaceful moon, over the troubled waters, down to a quiet lagoon. And I can't help from feeling we failed him, though I can't say how we could have done more. But last night, Daddy went sailing, and he ain't coming back anymore.
Some people are able seemingly to just write songs at the drop of a hat. I know other people who have workbooks that go back 10, 15, 20 years and they're still hoping for the magic ingredient. Where do you fall on that? Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Lift your head, sing and shout, freedom coming, Mandela's out. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela, oh Mandela. We gonna sing Mandela free. Cape Town, Joburg, Soweto, freedom come, apartheid go. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela, oh Mandela. We gonna sing Mandela free. COSATU, ANC, people set Mandela free. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela, oh Mandela. We gonna sing Mandela free. Many years, long, long time, weary people and the sleeping lion. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela, oh Mandela. We gonna sing Mandela free. Black and white, destiny, live together in harmony. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela. It was just one more night on the road, but a night with a curious twist. For you seemed to light up the room when you swept in and blew me a kiss. A flourish that opened our hearts and caught us both quite unaware. With a smile on your beautiful face and a toss of your beautiful hair. I remember the care that we took to savor one step at a time. The visits that ended too soon, and the love that we shared. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela, oh Mandela. We gonna sing Mandela free. Black and white, destiny, live together in harmony. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela, oh Mandela. We gonna sing Mandela free. Cape Town, Joburg, Soweto, freedom come, apartheid go. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela, oh Mandela. We gonna sing Mandela free. Black and white, destiny, live together in harmony. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela, oh Mandela.
and kisses sweeter than wine. I remember how lovely you look, waiting there at the top of the stair, with a smile on your beautiful face and a toss of your beautiful hair. But beauty's no hedge against pain, and a smile cannot light every room. There were times when we barely held on to hope just beginning to bloom. Still you rose out of trouble and loss with grace, loving kindness and care, and a smile on your beautiful face, with a toss of your beautiful hair. What a wonderful journey it's been.
Charlie would go down to the soup kitchen and cook the food and serve it, and then sometimes sing with the people at the soup kitchen. It's really basic. I don't know if you and he talked about his connections to the Berrigans. I think that's the root of his peace and social justice activism. It's not because of religious behavior every week, it's because that's the fundamental principle that he grew up with.
My name is Daniel Berrigan, chaplain at a hospice for the dying. I have seen the face of death, it is for life I bring this hammer down. My name is Molly Rush, I have 6 children, they deserve a future. I strike this blow today for the children all the world around. I hear the prophet's cry of hope ring through the prison wall. We've waited 30 centuries to see that hammer fall. If we think we've got 30 more, we cannot see at all. For swords into plowshares, the hammer has to fall. My name is Elmer Moss. Were this a peaceful world, I'd sit and play piano. But lacking Nero's conscience, I could not watch that fire devour the land. My name is John Shushard. I am no stranger to the prison that awaits us. But where genocide is legal, I stand an outlaw with a hammer in my hand. I hear the prophet's cry of hope ring through the prison wall. We've waited 30 centuries to see that hammer fall. If we think we've got 30 more, we cannot see at all. For swords into plowshares, the hammer has to fall.
Mm.
They were standing in lines just like cattle, roped and sorted and shoved. Some were one desk away from sweet freedom. Some were torn from someone they loved.
From that sprawling tower of Babel came a young man, confused and alone, determined and bound for America, carrying everything that he owned. Sometimes when I look in my grandfather's emigrant eyes, I see that day reflected. I can't hold my feelings inside. I see starting with nothing and working hard all of his life. Don't take it for granted, say grandfather's emigrant eyes.
Oh, lovely.
We will remember this good shoemaker. We will remember this poor fish peddler. We will remember all the strong arms and hands that never once knew justice in the hands that rule this land. And all who knew these two good men knew they never had to rob or kill. Each had lived by their own two hands, and they lived well. And all their lives they had struggled to rid the earth of all such crimes. And all our lives we must struggle to rid the earth of all such crimes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Nowadays, Charlie combines short concert tours, usually with his collaborator Rick Burkhart, and occasional local performances, along with carefully curated Zoom concerts shared with musicians like Marcia Taylor, Colleen Kotau, Rose Fisher, Jim Ford, and others. You can find out more at his website, charlieking.org. I'm curious if there are people who are working in the intersection of music and climate activism who you'd like to give a shout out to. Yeah. Right. Of course. Yeah.
It was 1937. They turned the power loose. The REA came to the farm and turned on the juice. We took turns at flipping the switches, turning off the night. And Frank got spanked for playing God, saying, "Let there be light." There was no more wood to carry, no cook stove fire to fix, no more need for filling lamps or trimming the wicks. And the Philco takes no batteries, just plug it in the wall. Watch Grandpa watch the washer, saying, "If that don't beat all." Now there's so many hands on the switch, hands of our children and wives. We're helping some stranger get rich, adding precious years to our lives. But the widow of a West Virginia miner hopes her daughter won't marry one. She's still wearing her old homespun. She says to her youngest son, she says, "Tommy, won't you play for me?" And though the fiddle never sounded any finer, he couldn't finish the song he'd sung. It's like a hand clutching at his lung. He put the fiddle back where it hung. He said, "Mama, won't you pray for me? Aw, pray for me."
Somewhere there's a box of letters, somewhere there's a diary, in a drawer beneath Mom's sweaters, shielded from inquiry. Remember why the old cat died? Curiosity killed him. Some things are best kept inside. Better not tell the children. Better not tell the children. Why bring up the past? Better not tell the children, they are growing up too fast. Better not tell the children, I hope they'll never ask. Perhaps one day, but till then, better not tell the children. Back in 1491, as Europe's merchants hovered, 140 million souls lived happily undiscovered. We brought them guns and germs and steel, and it was all downhill then. 1 in 10 lived to tell the tale. Better not tell the children.
Is there anything that you really, 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 really want people to know? Is there anything that people in the world know for sure that just ain't so? Right. Beautifully stated. Charlie King, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. I've really learned a lot from our conversation, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with our viewers. And that's all for this episode. I'd like to thank Charlie King for taking the time out for an interview, as well as Ken Giles and Marcia Taylor for their words and generosity. For the credits, we'll hear Bright Morning Star singing Charlie's song, Our Life is More Than Our Work. You can use this QR code to find opportunities for activism in your area. Please remember to like and subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. I'm Warren Senders, and this is CoolTunes for a Hot Planet, Episode 42, Season 2. Thank you for listening.
Look all around you, say look all around you. See all there is just to be alive about. Look all around you at the people around you. See all there is just to being alive. Oh, our life is more than our work, and our work is more than our jobs. Don't you know that our life is more than our work, and our work is more than our jobs. Time clocks and bosses, investments and losses. How can we measure our living in numerals? Time clocks and bosses, investments and losses. How can we measure our life in these ways when our life is more than our work, and our work is more than our jobs? Oh, sing it, our life is more than our work, and our work is more than our job. Think how our life could be, feel how our life could go, if just for once we could get into letting go. Think how our life could be, feel how our life could go, if just for once we could let ourselves go. To know our life is more than our work, and our work is more than our jobs. Don't you know that our life is more than our work, and our work is more than our job. So let go what holds you back, close your eyes, take a dive. We got a universe we gotta keep alive. Let go what holds you back, close your eyes, take the dive. We got a universe, it's fighting to live. Oh, our life is more than our work, and our work is more than our job. Ah, sing it, our life is more than our work, and our work is more than our job. Keep singing of our life, because our life, you know it's so much more than our work could ever be. And work, you know we got a lot of work to do, more than any job. Can you sing about it?
I love that Charlie is, as you said, so very down to earth. It is a credit to him that he keeps his lamp trimmed and burning, and he makes room for whoever else is around. I think that's a learned skill,
Yes.
and he's excellent at it. And sometimes I wish he would let his wick get a little longer and rock out a little more. But he's very, he always wants to share the spotlight.
Cool Tunes for a Hot Planet is produced by Jack Cochran, Pam Falkenberg, Pearlie Ray Gates, Seth Handelman, James Kahn, Harriet Jerusha Coram, Mark Lagerway, Warren Senders. Janelle Chang is our intern. Cool Tunes for a Hot Planet. Watch it. Cool